All right, you guys, this is Jeff. Thanks for coming out.
No problem.
But seriously,
Thank you for having me. I
this.
appreciate it.
Probably the oldest car we've ever filmed.
Yep.
And I've been totally just like had my mind set domestics and Euro cars and just like getting into everything that is nothing like I've ever experienced before, and this is definitely that. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to show you this thing. There's really not many of them around here that are, you know, this original and this pristine that's still,
Sure,
you know,
yeah.
on the roads and stuff like that. Most of them are still projects, or they've been like modified to, you know, to suit different style of engines,
Drag racing
and stuff like that. So it should be a bit of a flashback to the past, and I hope you enjoy it. We found it. It was for sale at the Langley Car Show. Probably a lot, you all know of like the big Langley Car Show that goes on in September.
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess it was the original owner, or kind of a friend of the original owner, who was selling it. And it was in original condition, everything down to the paint, the original stripes, everything. It only had 38,000 miles on it. Anyways, yeah, we picked it up as kind of a father-son project. It was
Sure,
a bit of like to keep me busy because we moved out from Ontario. Yeah, it was originally going to start, we'll just try to wax it and polish it, and then from there it was like, well, I was working in a body shop, a large body shop, a General Motors body shop also.
Yeah.
So, and I was starting my apprenticeship as a prepper and painter, and I decided, you know what, you know, they gave me the approval as long as they pay for the supplies and the time. You know, obviously I'm going to pay for things to basically make it my apprenticeship. So.
I am just as excited right now to drive this as that 991 GT3 RS.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah. This is great. Yeah, we picked some good roads for this too. Just like no cars on the road. Nice sunny day out. This is what dreams are made of, Jeff. All right, here we go.
Gonna give it.
Oh, that's pretty fast. That's good. The brakes are what's like, I don't know how far, like if I start to go hard on the brakes,
yeah.
you know,
no,
how
it
the
won't,
feel
it won't
changes.
lock up
like,
or nothing, but it'll, you definitely got to put your leg into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome though. That's how cars should be. You got to work for your power and
That's
your,
right.
your speed.
You work for your power, you got to work to slow down.
Jeff's also got a 240 with an RB25 single turbo in it. You really know the difference just as well as I do, or anybody, of like driving this versus driving a 240.
A 240.
Very different.
Right,
like
definitely.
worlds apart.
I mean,
this is so awesome.
You get turbo giggles when you're driving a turbo car, you know, the grin never leaves your face until, you know, you get out of the thing. But this, it's just, you know, you can enjoy it all day, every day, and never get tired of it.
Oh no. Oh, that sound though too. If you were to change anything on the car, what would it be?
That's a good question. I built it exactly how I wanted it.
There you go. That's the answer I thought you were gonna say, but just making sure.
It does need new tires soon.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, whoa,
yeah.
deer.
Oh, deer. There you go.
Run along, buddy.
Oh, don't get hit.
I know,
Oh, God. It's where the car's going to come barreling over the hill.
There you go. Built at a speed shop apparently back in the 80s before, so it had a good kind of foundation to it, but you know, it's being us guys and we're gearheads, we have to take things apart and put them all back together. So after the body was done, the engine was next. It was kind of taken apart and you know, a couple things blueprinted and cleaned up. The compression raised up a little bit, and then obviously like a good carburetor and ignition system was put into it.
Right.
Kind of kept what's considered a day 2 car. Is kind of the theme of the car, where it's like guys, you know, dealership or race car drivers, even like, you know, the General Joe would go and pick up his car from the car lot, and then by day 2 he'd be like ordering and installing headers and large double pumper carburetors and traction bars. And the traction bars were a huge thing, right? So we kind of tried to keep that theme of what's considered a day 2 car, right? But still maintaining like the paint, like and everything as original as possible. The paint and the interior.
And like you said too, if you look at the tires are kind of, like you were saying, it drives like it drove back in the 70s,
in the 70s,
right?
That's correct. Yeah, they're reproduction ones, but they're literally the same tire. They're a bias ply Firestone tire that would have been found. They were probably an aftermarket tire back then. It hooks every crack in the road and it pulls, so you gotta obviously be on top of it. I would say like the internals, like any new engine nowadays, you want to put, you know, good forged pistons. The rods themselves back in the day were always good, so you obviously just put like a better rod bolt, head studs, essentially just balanced and blueprinted a lot of the things, and still retained like the original. These things are like the heads themselves aren't original to the car, so the cylinder heads, which were a performance head back from the 60s, so they were a larger valve and they flowed a little bit better than the factory heads, and they obviously had a little bit more compression. The transmission's basically just been overhauled with like a shift kit and a couple small things inside, you know, to help for durability and stuff like that. And the rear end itself, again, original rear end, original posi traction. I was lucky enough to take apart and still reuse a lot of the clutch packs inside, because the problem with these posi tractions is that you can't buy the replaceable clutch packs anymore. So I was lucky enough to reuse them, shim them up and tighten them up, and just put a set of 373 gears in it.
That's such a strange thing to see, someone riding a horse and being on like a cell phone
and he's pulling another one.
Yeah. It's just a weird...
Only in the countryside, I guess.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's too addicting. That's like, it's pretty tame. It sounds like a little bit, like you can hear the pistons firing now, but then it's just like...
There we go, keep on it.
Oh my god, dude.
And I mean, it shakes when you start to get up like 90
it's right
miles,
there, yeah.
90 miles, 100 miles an hour. The tires have been sitting flat for, you know, 8 months, and I mean, with bias ply tires, they do tend to get flat spots. And
yeah, it's funny how so many people, myself included, are normally like, if there's a car and it comes in manual and automatic, I'm always going to go for the manual.
Right.
But it seems like with old school muscle cars, it's not even like, you're totally fine with an auto.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's part of like the character of the car, how they used to build autos, you know, before crappy torque converters with like slow paddles and stuff. Like those autos are just garbage.
Exactly.
In my opinion, but.
And they were just, you know, they're still famous for drag racing and stuff. And the older ones, you can obviously, you know, do a lot of old school modifications too to you know, really make them quick and shift hard. And I did take it to the drag strip. We did have some, it was a 28 by 9 slicks on the back on just some steely wheels. Tightened up the traction bars and had probably like a 75, maybe an 80 shot of nitrous on it, just to kind of get it up, get this heavy car up out of the hole. And the thing ran a 12 flat, and I can't remember the mile per hour. It was definitely around the 115, maybe to 120. But yeah, that was kind of like the highlight of the car.
I mean, but this thing, you don't have to, even just riding as a passenger right now, we don't have to be going fast at all for me to be completely enjoying this car. Yeah, and this was like just before American cars got really terrible for like 20 years.
Good point, you're right.
For the most part. There were some gems in the 80s and 90s,
that's
absolutely,
right.
For sure. But, I mean, the 60s and 70s, that's American cars to me at least, right?
That's the epitome of like muscle car era, would be like the late 60s to early 70s. It's a classic car. It'll always be a classic car. It'll always be respected by everybody else. You know, we can't go down the road without someone kind of giving us a thumbs up or
so many today out of any cars we filmed. Like
even old ladies, you know, oh, we had a Nova back in the day when I came to Canada, you know, so on and so forth. So
yeah,
it's a cool car, that's for sure.
What is this Cobra kit car right here?
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
We're not short of like classic cars out in this area either. Like
not at all. That's why I love White Rock. You get everything.
Yeah, White Rock. Getting into Langley, it's just
Langley too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where White Rock, you definitely get a lot of old school muscle cars, right?
Yep.
But a few like higher end, you know, Range Rovers and supercars you see at the beach too.
That's
But then you go to Langley, it's like that's where Car Central to me is in the Lower Mainland at least.
Yep.
And then when you get out into Richmond, it's a completely different scene. A lot of Japanese stuff, a lot of exotics.
Exotics,
you know?
that's right.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is plenty powerful.
Yeah, it's enough to make it enjoyable.
Oh yeah,
it can also, you know, it can get you in trouble real quickly as well.
Oh sure, yeah.
Not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, you can hear this thing coming.
Yeah,
that's for damn sure. Jeff, thank you so much.
No problem.
Appreciate this. This was awesome.
I appreciate you
so
having
cool.
me. It gives me a smile knowing, you know, now you've driven something that you can really relate to back to the 70s.
Yeah. A time where I definitely did not exist.
No, and we probably weren't even a thought neither.
No,
let's say.
not at all. All right, well, thanks, bro. I appreciate this. Yeah, if you guys want to subscribe, tell your friends, hit us up on like Facebook and stuff. Jeff, do you have like Instagram or anything? Or?
Yeah. My Jefferson Corrigan's my full name. Yeah, follow me. I got this as well as my other projects that I built. My 240, had a Skyline as well at one time.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll definitely have those on the channel. Thanks again, Jeff.
No
See you guys next time.